1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Little kicks it up, and the field goal is good. He drilled it. He drilled the 49-yarder, and the Jags take a 37-34 lead with 17 seconds to play in the ball game.
No count us out yet, man. No count us out there yet, man. Let's go, man. That's one. Come on. Let's go. Now we international with it.
Proud of what we did, but there's a lot of areas where we can get better.
This is a good defense. They're one of the top scoring defenses, obviously.
He cuts it back to the middle of the field. That's good running. Tank Bases into the open field. 45, 40, 35, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Tank Bigsby has exploded for another score. 65 yards. How good is that? And the Jags extend the lead.
But we're just getting 1 week better, and we can't get all 4 games that we dropped back and won. We got to take it 1 week at a time, and so it's just another week. It's a big week because it's the next one, and we got a good team that we're playing over there in London, and so we're just focused on taking it one day at a time and just building on this momentum.
1010XL 92.5 FM presents Jaguars Today with your hosts Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Tom McManus, and Dylan Denmark.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Happy Friday. Back in studio with the fellas today after a couple of days of watching the homestead.
Welcome back.
Everything is all good.
Welcome back.
I hope you guys it seems like Duval County survived pretty well from Milton.
Overall, pretty unscathed out in Neptune Beach, at least by me.
We weren't scared. We just lost power for, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 hours. Hard to know when it went out in the middle of the night, but came back in the middle of the afternoon and all's well.
Oh,
so
beautiful.
A few branches in the yard, but that's about it, man. So knock on wood.
All those linesmen, that's what they're called, right? That work on that.
Yeah.
Man, God bless them all, man. And thanks.
No doubt.
No powers. After a while, it gets a little frustrating.
One day without it, no problem.
Yeah.
A week? Oof.
Right.
And a lot of people still dealing with it from the last hurricane.
From Helene, and now you add the numbers that are going to be dealing with it in the central part of the state now, too. I mean, you're going to have a lot of people without power for a long time here.
All right. Well, hopefully everybody in reach of our voice is okay today. And
absolutely.
And as is always the case.
Yep.
Amazing weather when the hurricane blows through.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
beautiful day today.
That's where we're at. Jags taking on the Chicago Bears. It may not be must win, but if you want to keep the momentum going, it's must win. If you want to keep, I think, realistic playoff hopes and dreams alive, you need to win this football game. You're capable of winning this football game, but Chicago's shown, Tom, they're capable of winning too. They've got 3 wins under their belt already, and they're figuring it out along the way with a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, and it's interesting. They've played after this game, they'll have every AFC South opponent taken care of, right? Had already played with, right? They lost to the Colts. They beat Tennessee, lost to the Colts, lost to the Texans in tight games. So it's going to be interesting, how the Bears come out. But, yeah, I agree. I'm a big fan of the momentum week to week. They should have some confidence. A lot of things to clean up, though. And inside that building, I'm sure they said, hey, guys, it was great we got a W. A lot of great things we did. But there were a lot of things we didn't do very well. We got to clean these up if we're really going to make a run. Because, look, I mean, any given Sunday, right? I mean, but, you come back, that next 4 or 5 game stretch, you got some teams that look, at least on paper, to be pretty darn tough. Start with Green Bay at home, the week you get back or whenever that next game is. So
you just don't know. Man. I mean, you don't know what shape any team's going to be in when you play. Right. So worry about them when they get here. Who knows who will be healthy for the Jags when they get there.
I think, look, realistically, you don't come back with a victory. You know what I mean? No, it's
with 2 victories.
Yeah. You like to have 2.
Oh,
I'm saying if you go over, then it's forget about it.
If you go over, then you might be all those calls firing coaching staffs and moves like that are right back at the forefront.
Well, I'm sure, Tommy, going back to your playing experience, at some point in 1996, that pressure's going up and up and up, right?
Yep.
Like while you're going through it, and then you find a way to get on the streak that you guys did at the end of the year to make things happen for you. But at some point in that season, you're playing a game in a week where it's like, if we don't win this one, are we going to dig a hole too deep for us to get out of at some point? And being 1-4 for the football team right now, Chicago is a pretty good team.
Yeah.
Right? They're right on the edge of the playoffs in the NFC.
Yeah.
They're a pretty good team. So they're the tougher of the two tests that would appear in London between the two games they're going to play over there. But because you're going into that 1-4, it does feel like you're at a point where, like in 2022, where the team found a way to get on a hot streak, and really turn things around. It feels like the time for that has to be now for the 2024 version of the Jags, if it's going to happen, given the way the first month of the season went.
No, I agree with that. And that's where that momentum is real. And you want to carry that in and feel confident. Like, the Bears are a tough team, but they got holes in their armor too, man. Sure. You can run on them. I think every team's run pretty well on the Chicago Bear defense. They're out Brisker.
They're giving up about 120 a game, without their starting strong safety.
You can go attack that, but you listen, one game at a time. Use the momentum. Use the confidence and all that. Study it harder. Knowing everything. Look, when you win, everything becomes better, right? You got a spring in your step during the week. You want to watch extra film. You want to hit the weights a little bit more. You want to do a little more. You just want to do those things, right? Because you want to stack those wins together. So hopefully that's happened. Obviously, with a trip to London, you throw that into the mix. But they've been there before, and if there's a team that knows how to handle it, the Jaguars do. At least they've shown that in the past. So, I expect it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a fun game to watch. The young kids playing pretty darn well. It's amazing when you give these quarterbacks time, what they can do with the football. I mean, we see it right here. You see it with Flacco.
Yeah, if you don't lay a finger on either guy, they're just going to pick you apart.
Totally.
That's the league.
That's the league.
And saw the numbers from Cam Robinson yesterday over the last couple of weeks. He's playing like one of the best left tackles in the game.
Yeah. Our O-line's been good.
Don't quite know where it came from. That's the mysterious thing. I don't know how much. It takes a little while to get continuity. Was it the lack of continuity that caused them to give up 8 pressures 3 weeks ago and then to not have anyone lay a finger on Trevor? I don't think so.
No, they're playing better.
They're playing better.
Right. Like the guys are just playing better, and maybe time together helps them play better. Like I wouldn't doubt that kind of thing is going on in there. But if they're playing better, you give them credit for playing better. They've played well enough for the Jags to have won the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
And if they can start stacking that kind of thing together, as you said, Tommy, you give Trevor time, they're fine. Right?
Absolutely.
You keep people off of them, they should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
It was that against Houston, they kept people off of him, and he missed a couple of big plays.
Yep.
And if he hits one of them, they win the game. Well, against Indianapolis, they didn't have any opportunities for big plays that he missed.
Right.
Like every time that door opened, he slammed it open.
He did.
So Trevor is talented enough to do that kind of thing. And the offensive line, if they're going to give him the opportunity to, I'm confident he'll make that play more than he doesn't.
Yeah, listen, and credit the backs as well. But I mean, they're opening holes. I think they got a better attitude, to be honest with you. I think it just kind of, they were catching a lot of grief, before they turned it around. And what's it been, 2 or 3 games now that they've been good and continually getting good, right? They didn't start off that great, and people were giving them a hard time about lack of what's going on with Cam, what's going on with Anton, the interior 3. We thought they were the weak link. They're not the weak link anymore. The tackles are. Now everyone's playing well together. So, I don't know. I just see, you see what Ezra Cleveland, his attitude he seems more physical. He seems more violent. Sheriff, I think, has always had it in him. I think Morse is that kind of guy. I don't know. Maybe that's what needs to come together, that attitude of look, we're the backbone of the team. If you think about it, an O-line's presence is a heavy part of the backbone, D-line as well. But when you have a O-line that's known for just aggressive play, consistent play, they're going to be a problem all day long, that's when you got something. You know what I mean? And you take pride in that. So maybe that's part of the process for them.
Definitely been closer to that over the last couple of games with the tackles getting up to speed. By the way, not only Brisker in that secondary dealing with the concussion, Tyreek Stevenson is doubtful to play, one of their starting corners in this game. Not that the Jags don't have their own injury issues to contend with.
But that Bears pass defense has been really good all season long. So them being down a couple of pieces, it could be a really big key for how this game will play out. It's felt all week to me talking about it, that you're right, Tommy. It has been a Chicago defense that's been more weak against the run.
Yep.
So the question becomes, are the Jags currently in a space where they feel confident going into a game where our advantages may be on the ground this week? How confident are they in that situation? I think some of the injuries Chicago is dealing with in the secondary may open up more of what the Jaguars naturally want to be, which is in the hands of Trevor Lawrence. We're going to try to get that short passing game going early, create longer opportunities, and we'll get to the run game when we need to get to the run game. That seems to be their philosophy on offense right now. I wasn't sure a couple days ago how that would look. I think some of the secondary injuries may really throw the door back open for them to do that.
I think that's where play action comes in big time. That's why, you get that running game going, and then the linebackers are leaning forward, and then you throw a play action at them and put it right behind them. If those backers don't get enough depth on those drops, man, that's where they put it, right behind you and in front of the safety, and then take your deep shots as well. I like the mix. Look, I like the numbers that Trev put up last week. I also like the numbers that Tank put up. I like the numbers that Etienne put up. It's running nice. I don't know. Is Ingram definitely back? Because I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to bring into the table when it's time. But the
way Trevor talked is like he's excited to have Ingram and Strange on the field at the same time, but that could be next week, right? We don't know.
No, right.
I think that, in hindsight, I think if they had known it was going to go like this, obviously they would have used an IR spot on him and open up another roster spot. Before we go to break here, I want to say hello to Dylan Denmark. Dylan, certainly the Baldwin football team is doing something to take advantage of this beautiful post-hurricane weather today.
Yes, eating a bunch of bag of chips and just sitting on the couch, and I don't know what they're doing.
Sitting on the couch eating bags of chips.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
keys to victory for your Baldwin Indians.
Sit on couch, eat open chips, eat chips. There you go. All right. Well, we do keys to victory, as Dylan alluded to, every Friday on the program when Tommy Mack is here with us. So that's your Chad and Sandy real estate question today. What are your 3 keys for the Jaguars to emerge victorious against the Chicago Bears coming up this weekend? We're going to hear from Press Taylor and Ryan Nielsen as we move along here in this first hour. We've got our picks for all the games from Week 6 in the NFL that have yet to kick off, and all that and more coming your way on the next 2 hours of Jaguars Today. You can be a part of it at 641-1010 on the Garber Auto Mall phone lines. Also hit us up on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at that very same number, or on social media at MD_1010XL, at 1010XL Fat Tony, at Meathead55, and at 1010XL Denmark.
Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws, baby.
All right, it's a two-fisted, sit on the couch, eating chips, White Claw kind of night for Dylan Denmark.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that at all, man. If I was 24 years young, I'd be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Geno Smith celebrated his 34th last night. Not in good fashion.
No.
Throwing a lot of picks for your birthday celebration right there, Geno. All right, Jags and Bears going at it. We'll talk about the matchup for the next couple hours and invite your response as well. You're listening to Jaguars Today on a Keys to Victory Friday on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods. Anytime's a good time for a Dandy sandwich, Dandy sub. If you're hungry, Dandy's got great food on the go. Take it home, enjoy it at your leisure. Heat it up, eat it cool. They've got all kinds of different varieties for you. Fantastic array of classic sandwiches and subs that they've been dealing with for now nearly 70 years, and they continue to add to the menu. Hot roast beef and provolone sounds delicious. How about an Italian combo that'll melt in your mouth? An all-white meat spicy buffalo chicken, and, of course, the big old juicy classic 100% beef cheeseburger. All those served on fresh ciabatta bread, which is baked locally, delivered daily around Duval, just as you'd expect from the Thompson family, creators of Dandy, as I mentioned, nearly 7 decades ago, and thriving because they always use the highest quality ingredients, locally sourced as often as possible, give you fantastic variety, and keep the prices reasonable as well. When you're hungry for food in Duval and on the go, do what I do. Go out and make yours a Dandy, and do it today.
Jaguars Today. From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. It's the ultimate tailgate. Someone's going to win a tailgate combo pack from Southern Steer Butcher.
Valued at $100.
And it could be you.
Monthly winners get a Corona tailgate tent with a cooler, chair, and
collectible football.
Enter at 1010XL.com.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyriq.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called The Vault. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows. One winner and a guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry periods for the Shadow Sweepstakes promotion from 8/19/24 to 12/15/24. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsored administrator, Everbank N.A. member FDIC.
Former Jaguars corner and first-year head football coach at Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows, K-12, Aaron Beasley here. Are you looking for an A-rated K-12 school prioritizing academics, arts, and athletics? Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows offers a rigorous curriculum to develop strong minds with an additional focus on growing good hearts. DCSB has been an A school for 8 years, and our tuition is free. Now enrolling. Apply at baymeadowscharter.org.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Mia here. The name to remember this hurricane season is Pro Jax Roofing. Your neighbors have relied on Mike for 25 years to repair or replace their roofs. When you call Pro Jax Roofing, you only talk to Mike. No expensive salespeople. You always get the best price for your project. For the lowest insurance rates, a free wind mitigation report is always given with your roof replacement. Pro Jax Roofing wishes you a safe hurricane season, and if needed, Mike is here to help. Call today for a free estimate or go online at projaxroofingfl.com.
Roof damage? Call before you claim. Green Law Group, fighting insurance companies for you. They will work for you when you have roof damage. Don't let your insurance deny you. Don't call an adjuster. Call Green Law Group at 904-302-7055. Remember, if you have roof damage, call Green Law Group before you claim. They've settled millions and will work hard to get your claim and new roof. Green Law Group. Call before you claim. 904-302-7055.
Everyone's got an opinion, including me. I'm Hayes Carline, and when things get messy, I step in to clean up. Cleaning Up with Hayes is brought to you by Molly Maid, afternoons on The Frangie Show on 1010XL.
It's a scary time of year.
Especially for North Florida jewelry stores. It's a buy one, get one free on wedding bands. Happening now through Halloween.
At the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com.
Hey, Hickett here. I want to talk skin along with my friends at Beaches Dermatology, reminding you to wear your sunscreen. Football season is back, baby. And with that, days under that bright sun. So when you load up that truck for the game day tailgate, or the chairs for your kids' flag games, or even the boat heading downtown to watch our Jags, make sure you bring the screen. Sunscreen, that is. It's a must here in Duval. But if you have any concerns right now, give Beaches Dermatology a call online at beachesdermatology.com.
This is 1010XL's Dylan Denmark. They call me Pockets on the radio, but for my floral needs, I only call Kuhn Flowers. Never take chances when you send a full arrangement. Always use the best in the business, Kuhn Flowers. Kuhn Flowers.
Tailgate special alert. 3 pounds of marinated chicken, 2 pounds of marinated steak tips, 2 pounds of fresh ground beef, and 2 pounds of homemade sausage for only $80 to feed your crew.
For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
Are you an experienced plumber or welder with MedGas certification and you're tired of being undervalued? It's time to make the move to Local 234 Plumbers, Pipe Fitters, and HVAC Technicians. With the best pay in the business, you'll earn $36.50 an hour with benefits that's almost $50. It's not just a job, it's a career that values you. Join the team that's got your back. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to send your resume today.
Equal opportunity employer.
Welcome to ABS Advanced Business Solutions, your local authorized technology partner and home to Xerox copiers.
Advanced Business Solutions. 1010 1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Mac in the Middle, Tom McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window on 1010XL.
Shouldn't there be some kind of rule against wearing the enemy colors? I'm just asking.
You know the enemy.
Around 1010XL.
At least you know the enemy.
Yeah. I mean, shouldn't there be some kind of rule? Like, I don't know. I haven't been around. As Taylor Dahl has been walking around in Chicago Bears gear this week.
Not that I've seen.
I wouldn't expect it.
Good.
Not that I've seen. I don't think she would. Like, she does talk about the split allegiance, that it leans a little bit more towards the Bears because that was the childhood team, right? But even this week, she's like, I'm so over the week. Like, every time I hear her talk about it, she's so over the week, but it is what it is.
Way of throwing him out of here? That was really impressive.
I didn't throw anyone out of here, as far as you know. Nobody watching the camera. You see it? No, I'm just asking, man. And,
I'm only kidding.
We are the official flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Right. We're in Jacksonville, FLA.
That's right.
We should all be pulling for the Jacksonville Jaguars and their success.
If you're in this building, I would imagine
that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. That's what you're agreeing
That is
with.
What is being said.
An echo.
That is what is being said.
That's what's being said around here.
Words are being spoken in that manner. All right. Who do you want to hear from first? Let's do Ryan Nielsen. Never mind. I'm not going to give you a choice because showing how much we've got from each of these guys is going to work out better this way. Just want to look back a little bit at the failures at the end of the game. Now, they won, so overall it's a success. But the defensive letdowns at the end of that game, what you can do to correct those, not have those moving forward. But Ryan Nielsen yesterday, I guess were these over Zoom? I think everything's been done on Zoom.
Everything was yesterday.
This week. Okay. So apologies in advance if the audio quality isn't perfect.
Precise.
But what happened on those last two drives versus the Colts?
Yeah, really. I mean, that's what, you look back at it, the game, we had the game up 2 scores and, we're playing the 2-minute situation and we had a quarters call for that situation right there, expecting the deep ball. It could have been in too high right there. And then the second one, we're cloud to the boundary and we're playing in quarter concept to the field. So, got to do a better job, make a better call, and, get off the field right there in that situation.
Tom, was it more about the alignment or the lack of execution, which you've been more on? Yeah. Players need to make plays.
So the one on Cisco that Pierce that came across on the crossing pattern, I'm shocked he didn't pick it up sooner. Like, what was he looking at? You know what I mean? Like, it was only a 2-man route. It wasn't like this complex route. He's on the hash. He's on the right hash. Pierce is on to his right. And he just, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And it seemed to me like he should have maybe just naturally drifted over more to the middle. Maybe it gives him a better chance, but then he just gets out. It's hard to catch up when they got that full steam ahead.
And Pierce can run.
Oh, yeah. No, he's fast. So I think that, to me, I don't know if that's the Cisco. Did he just forget? Did he get tunnel vision for some reason?
Well, it was the half step in week 1 against Tyreek, too. And you're not going to be surprised by how fast Tyreek Hill is.
Right.
He's going to run by you if he has an opportunity to run by you.
Which means you got to move sooner.
Right.
Like you almost got to guess a little bit.
Have to anticipate a little bit. That guy going deep on Sunday is not a surprise. If they were going to go deep, it was going to be with that guy, and Cisco wasn't ready for it on that rep for whatever reason. And as Coach Nielsen said, they expected the Colts at some point to have to open the top off. They have to. It's the situation in the game. Obviously did not expect the result, though.
Yeah, typically was not expecting that at all. Was expecting the deep balls, but not the result of the play. So again, got to make a better call and get off the field in those situations for sure.
Do you think we'll see him make a different call? Or are we going to see like 2 high safeties, as he alluded to, something in a similar circumstance, up a couple of scores?
I don't know if I'm comfortable leaving Cisco out there on his own. You got to. He seems like his breaks are slow this year. I know everyone's been talking, but he does. He just looks, I don't know, he looks slower this year. I thought Lloyd looked slower this year. I see all these great grades on Lloyd. I'm like, I don't see great play. But whatever,
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to have to see something different, Demps, because you gotta find that right coverage scheme that everyone's on the same page and know exactly what they're doing. Cisco's been seen too much in the secondary to not recognize that route sooner and to not be at least closer and not just a free pitch and catch. But let's be honest. I mean, Flacco, he had all day long to throw. Beginning of the game, middle of the game, end of the game. He was playing pitch and catch a lot that afternoon. And, I know that play hurt big time. The one to the tight end, right? Is that the second one? The first one.
First one, yeah.
I mean, that was just a great throw and catch. I mean, I don't know. Johnson's got to play the ball better. I didn't feel like anybody was out of position on that one. You got to play the ball better. You're working on those skills during the week so it comes natural on Sunday. I don't know.
Well, coming out of that game, obviously the biggest critique of the Jags on field was the play of the safeties, and Ryan Nielsen was asked about this yesterday. Just the overall top-down view of how the safeties have played so far this year.
Yeah, I think we've had some really good moments. I think, you look at the first half of the Miami game, guys were all over the place. And then, there's just a few plays here and there. Cleveland game, I think, and even in Houston, at times, guys are all over the place. But then we've had some moments where, it seems that, we just got to change up some calls and get some guys in some better positions to make some plays. Again, that's on me. Got to make that happen for those guys and execute and play a full 60 minutes.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We've talked all week, Tommy, about what exactly is going to have to change, if anything.
Yeah.
Right, in this secondary. I don't think they have a whole lot of options to pivot to. We'll see what it looks like when Winger gets back and if they want to, do a little bit with that. Daniel Thomas wasn't available this week, so I don't know who you would have put in because these two guys are struggling necessarily if you're going to move guys around in that secondary right now. But we all know, where the issues are right now, and it's at those two safety spots at different times for different reasons. But there's not a whole lot you can do at this point except expect them to play better and maybe give somebody else a shot. But those are the options at this point.
You made a great point on that throw to Tyreek against Miami because it came from the other side but aimed in the direction of Cisco. And now same with Alec Pierce.
Yeah.
That's going to keep coming unless they do something about it. Look, they both made plays, so I do agree with Coach there. And I like them both still. I do. I think with Johnson, he's just got to be more of a sure tackler. He hasn't been tackling well. Now, he'll come up and rock you, which I like. He does do that. And then Cisco, I don't know. Maybe he just needs to drop a little weight and hit the jump rope and get sprinting or something. You know what I mean? And just work on that game because they are coming after him. There's no doubt. Every offense coordinator is going to see that and be like, look at that.
I'll get some of that.
Let's go let's do that with us and see what they can do. So
no doubt. We know Trayvon Walker had a monster game on Sunday. He had the sack at the end of the half that led to the fumble, led to the Jags having the lead. Going into halftime, closed out the game as well. Had a third, could have had a fourth, could have had a fifth, could have had a real monster kind of day. And Coach Nielsen was asked about Trayvon against the Colts.
When you watch the game from the first pass rush to the last, he had a really good pass rush plan throughout, changing up his rushes with some power, some finesse on the edge, running guys over, some up and under things. That it was really impressive to watch. His plan that he put together, he did a really good job with that and executed and finished. So when you look at the whole body of work, I mean, he played really well.
Saw the numbers going around that he gets doubled as much as anybody against the run, for any edge defender, and he's still one of the most effective on a per play basis in being a run stopper, despite the extra attention. And you would expect that. Everyone raves about the physical gifts and the strength that he has, but nice to see more of these multi-sack games would be, much appreciated.
He plays with great leverage, and he's just ridiculously gifted strength-wise. Right. You know what I mean? So he's got a good combination. I love that he's evolving as a pass rusher too, man. He is. He's working his hands, he's working his hips and his the dip and rip and all that kind of stuff, getting around the corner, finishing, which, Coach just said. So, yeah, Trayvon, now we the interior guys got to step it up. Here we go again, but We need more pressure from the inside guys.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back and we'll talk offense with Press Taylor here. Maybe get back to a few thoughts from Ryan Nielsen later on in the program. But we'll switch it over to the offensive side, which definitely had the better day of it last week. But that's the thing. Can the Jags put it all together on the same day? At least offense and defense. And we got to get to special teams. The loss of Devin Duvernay, at least for a while, and see how that's going to impact things for the Jacksonville Jaguars as well. Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Tom McManus, and Dylan Denmark here with you. It's a Keys to Victory Friday. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Awaken 180 Weight Loss, right? In life, if we have an objective, we set a goal, we have to figure out the steps necessary to get there. Well, guess what? Awaken 180 has figured out not only the steps to get you to your goal, but to help you stay at your goal. And in your case, that goal is going to be a goal weight. You want to lose maybe 20 pounds. Maybe it's 50 pounds. Whatever the number is, you know what you want to get down to. Awaken 180 can help you set realistic parameters for losing that weight, dropping 4 to 5 pounds a week. You're going to eat to lose weight. It's not some crazy over-the-top exercise regime or injections and medications. None of that is necessary with Awaken 180. They'll teach you how to turn your body into a fat-burning machine. All of a sudden, you're going to be eating different kinds of foods, looking at food differently, thinking about food differently, and you're going to see the pounds come off, and it's great positive reinforcement. And even better, you'll keep that weight off. Hit your goal weight, free coaching and support for life. Call Awaken 180 at 844-346-1800 or schedule a free consultation online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios.
At Honda, we appreciate all the comparisons to other vehicles. And no matter how many times they compare their vehicles to a Honda, only a Honda is a Honda. Remember, value, quality, safety, there is no substitute. Visit your local Honda dealer now and experience the difference.
Are you ready to upgrade your home? Experience the winning combination of style and performance with Renewal by Anderson, energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors. Buy 4 windows or patio doors and get the 5th free. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. This offer expires October 31st and restrictions apply. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com for details.
License number CGC 1527613.
You've got so many chances to win big on Hard Rock Bet. Even a small bet can bring in that serious cash. All you need is $1 and a dream.
Unbelievable. They've hit the parlay. Let's go!
Big payouts for every kind of player.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Get up to $100 back if your first bet doesn't win. Payable and bonus bet up to $100, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Jacksonville, are you ready? The college basketball season is tipping off with an epic in-state showdown. The Florida Gators and South Florida Bulls go head-to-head in the Jacksonville Sports Foundation Invitational. Be there Monday, November 4th at Veterans Memorial Arena and witness this in-state rivalry live. Secure your seats now at Ticketmaster.com. It's Florida versus South Florida to start the college basketball season on November 4th in Jacksonville. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Break up with stinky clothes.
Rinse it out. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stinks that just will never come out. Oh, down in the rinse change. Every now and then I rinse it out. One wash and it delivers. One wash, it smells so clean. Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Fights odor in just one wash. Guaranteed.
All right, here we go.
Former Jaguars QB David Garrard joins Jaguars Today to talk Jags.
All right, guys.
Mondays on 1010XL.
Let's go, Googans. Let's go, Googans.
Brought to you by WaterboyJacks.com.
What is that?
Brackish Vodka, the official vodka of UNF Athletics, 100% made in Jacksonville, is available at all local liquor stores. Visit Browdy's, Total Wine, ABC, Shores, Golden, Sahara's, Golden Ox, and more. Drink our gluten-free San Francisco Spirit award-winning vodka and see why it's the smoothest vodka you can buy. When you drink Brackish Vodka, you support all of our local employees and all the money stays in Jacksonville. Drink Brackish Vodka and live life slightly salty. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
Dive into Beyond Triathlon, an inspiring documentary with stories of women in sports, featuring Jacksonville's Dottie Dorian, Mayor Donna Deegan, and 3-time Olympic gold medalist Nancy Hogshead at the Lazara Performance Hall at UNF this Saturday, October 12th. After, Bacardi invites you to celebrate with a triumphant Toast to Excellence reception. Golden and silver levels get an exclusive custom blended bottle of rum. Get tickets starting at $10 at BeyondTriathlon.com. Proceeds benefit scholarships for female athletes.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just a job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
Hello, I'm Malcolm Anthony. I've been practicing criminal defense law for over 40 years. It's what I love to do. It's what I do well. Stay out of trouble, but if you don't, call me, Malcolm Anthony, at 285-4LAW. 285-4LAW for Malcolm Anthony.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jaguars defensive end Trayvon Walker had a career-high 3 sacks on Sunday against the Colts. Jaguars defensive coordinator Ryan Nielsen spoke on Thursday about Trayvon's performance.
From the first pass rush to the last, he had a really good pass rush plan throughout, changing up his rushes with some power, some finesse on the edge, running guys over, some up and under things. It was really impressive to watch. His plan that he put together, he did a really good job with that and executed and finished. So when you look at the whole body of work, he played really well.
Ryan Nielsen on Trayvon Walker. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Tom McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window on 1010XL.
All right, what are we swinging here for? What's going on, Pockets?
I don't know.
Just feeling it?
This, yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it.
Gotta come in. You got to work
listening to this
real early Sunday morning.
This is what you listen to?
No. This is the first time I've ever played this.
My parents jam this kind of music all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I liked it. I liked it, and I like it. President.
My parents were of an even older generation, so we didn't play that. But
Lawrence Welk.
Oh, are you kidding me? They watched Lawrence Welk.
Please, Dad, no.
Right, it was the worst thing.
Welk.
Well, you might have grown up in an era where you had multiple TVs and multiple channels to choose from. We had one black and white TV in the house as a kid.
Yeah.
I'm not saying poor me. It was fine. We didn't know any better.
Yeah, we only had one TV.
We had
my parents
4 channels. You had 3 channels, and you had UHF, whatever that channel 13 or whatever it was.
Change the channel.
Oh yeah, get up off your seat, walk across the room, turn the dial.
That's right.
And adjust
the antenna.
Yeah.
Now hold it there. Hold it
right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
I've watched.
Wow.
I remember watching ball games that, holding the antenna. I got it.
Oh, yeah.
I got it.
Oh yeah. You're touching foil to it. It's this helps.
We picked up channel 51 out of somewhere in Orlando.
Okay.
That I don't know if we were supposed to get, but in DeLand growing up, we got it. So we got 5 channels at that time.
Fancy.
They'd have ball games on there, and they'd have wrestling on there.
Now you only need 5, and they offer you 1,000.
Yeah, I only watch 5.
Yeah.
5 what?
Channels.
Oh.
Although if you count streaming's
services,
different. That's a whole bunch of things.
Right.
But honestly, I got Investigation Discovery, AMC.
Weather Channel.
What's that one?
Weather Channel.
No.
Jim Cantori.
No. I can do without it. I can get all that online.
ESPN? Sports Channel?
Yeah. I have, but I don't feel like I have to watch Sports Center every day.
No.
There's no.
Right.
I'll
whatever
watch
live sports. Yeah.
Oh, right. Live sports, but
see highlights.
Yeah, I'm going to. Right. But you can stream all your live.
That's true.
Yes, you can.
Pretty much anyway.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only reason I watch any network stuff is live sports.
Yep.
ABC, CBS, NBC. Any
Sunday
of that
Night
stuff.
Football is on.
Yeah.
That happens to be on. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on NBC, so that's the 3 hours a week I watch NBC.
Hey, whatever you like watching,
Yep.
watch it.
That's
all
right.
We hope you like listening to Jaguar
Yeah,
football on
listen and
1010XL. 92.5 FM. Yeah. All right, let's get to Press Taylor here. Everybody loves Press, right? This week, maybe? I give him credit. Called a good game, 37 points.
Yep.
Offensive line protected beautifully. Trevor played arguably his best game as a Jaguar.
Yep.
Hank Bigsby, huge performance. Brian Thomas Jr. keeps getting better. Christian Kirk for the third week in a row came through. Many good things to point to here. The main guy you got to concern yourself with, the first guy you got to concern yourself with is Montez Sweat this week and dealing with that and coming up with a game plan to make sure he doesn't wreck your afternoon. He is their version of Josh Allen or Trayvon Walker. So Press was asked about that challenge yesterday.
Played against him when he got into Washington in the NFC East when we were in Philadelphia. Tons of length. You know, he's got a variety of pass rush moves, but he's able to affect the quarterback. And then what he's done really well since he's been there is take the football away. And that's something they do really well as a defense. You know, I spent a year with Coach Eberflus in Indianapolis as well, and he preaches it. I mean, watching them practice, the way they go after the football, calls it their shots on goal, that type of stuff. Like, that is something that they've been very good at from his time as a defense coordinator across the league. So Montez Sweat's just another guy that adds to that, honestly. They do a great job in coverage. So now providing another dangerous pass rush element on top of how they play in the back end and how well they defend the pass. Obviously, that's a challenge for us.
He's a good player. I don't think he is a great player.
No.
Right?
He's a good enough player to affect the outcome of a game if you let him.
Absolutely.
Right?
But
like but he's not a guy that you go in and it's like Myles Garrett, if we give him any space to do anything, he's going to wreck us.
Wreck the game plan.
Right? Like Montez isn't that type of guy, but if you have an off day for anybody on the line, he's a good enough player to take full advantage of those kind of moments.
Yeah, kind of like A.J. Spencer, whatever his name. From Buffalo.
That guy,
Remember that day he had against us?
Exactly. Those guys shouldn't be dominating.
Right.
Like Greg Rousseau's got a little bit more pedigree, whatever. But Sweat this year has just been
couple sacks,
couple sacks.
Yeah.
Didn't have a stat last game, played 35 snaps. You know, so he's not playing a crazy high percentage. About a little under 2/3 of the snaps is what he plays. Only has 6 tackles on the year, 6 solo tackles.
I think their linebackers in secondary are better than what they have up front, I think.
But he is the first guy you got to deal with. I think Jalen Johnson is the best guy on their defense overall. You know, but I'm looking at
are pretty good.
You know, we mentioned Tyreek Stevenson's doubtful to play. Their other corner, Tony. I'm seeing a lot of Bears fans in comments in reply to that kind of headline out there, like we're in big trouble. Right, because they've got injuries at their depth in the secondary, and they're like, are we really going to roll Jalen Jones out here? Not Jalen Johnson. He's the good Jalen.
Right.
They've got another one there as well. Both spelled the same way, Jaylon. But don't get them confused on Sunday, Frank.
We'll see. Good luck.
I'm just saying. I would think it would be an easy thing. Jones and Johnson, they're both named Jalen. They're both playing corner.
No doubt.
That's not a shot at Frank. That's good luck, man. That's a minefield.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's a lot going on in the same position, too. They're all dealing with it. Press Taylor, also, we've talked about how the issues, it seemed like early in the season for the Jags on the offensive line were focused more on tackle. And what they were getting from Cam and Anton, the interior was doing an okay job at least. But the last couple weeks, as you mentioned, Tommy, they've really stepped it up on the interior with those guys. Ezra's playing as physical as we've seen him play since he's gotten here. Press Taylor was asked about the job he's seen the interior offensive line do.
Right, they've done a good job, and they've had some tough matchups. I mean, we feel like Grover Stewart from the Colts is, as good as a lot of these interior pass rush guys, just players in general, as there was. So to do what they did against him as well, that's hats off to them. But in this league, what you did last week doesn't matter. So it's about continuing to show up and perform and do your job at the highest level.
So what, now what?
Yeah, exactly. we still got like a box full of so what, now what shirts in the prize closet, by the way. That came and went so quickly.
It's 22, yeah.
Is XL your size?
Double XL, either one.
Is that the shirt you want?
Sure. What do you mean?
I mean, if you had a choice,
we got other
shirts.
choices.
Do you not want the coveted brand new Victory Monday?
Oh no, I want the Victory.
Yeah, Victory Monday.
One or the other. There's no double dipping here.
don't have the key to the prize closet, and I don't have any of the so what
guest,
now what's in my locker.
The year-round guest guy.
I've got
get a couple extra.
You talk to the boss, all right? Which I am not your boss.
I love swag.
I knew this because I'd seen a few responses. I said, let me click onto Twitter and see how quickly it'll take me to find somebody who's saying one of the keys to victory is to make sure Tank Bigsby gets the football this week. First one I come up with, Noah. He goes, number one, take the points, right? Yep. None of this going for on fourth down for Noah. Anyway, number two, feed Bigsby. Mm-hmm. And number three was Trevor stays calm and makes the throws. But those are his three keys to victory. So there's been a clamoring. Bigsby, he's the best back on the team. He's the best runner on the team. He's whatever. Look, Etienne has a skill set. He's very good in the passing game. And I think this can be a nice balance. We've talked about
dealing with whatever level of injuries going on with the shoulder. It's obviously affecting him to some degree. We just don't know what degree that might be.
They said it after the game last week that was part of the reason why Bigsby was getting a little bit more run. Yeah.
And he's doing well with it. Good for him.
Absolutely. Press Taylor said yesterday that it's going to be game by game to determine how much each running back gets the football.
Oh, well, I think it's like anything. We're going to evolve as the season goes, and every game is different based on the matchups, the presentation from the defense. Are they playing man, are they playing zone, are they a high pressure team, whatever they may be. But also the game script dictates a lot of how you're going to play. We were very efficient on first and second down the other day, able to kind of stay in those manageable, normal down and distance situations where, some games we've been behind and you end up throwing the ball a lot more, or you're not as efficient on first down. You're in a lot of these second and long situations where, a 4-yard run may not be as beneficial to you on second and 10 as, say, second and 5. So there's a lot of those situations where I thought we were just very efficient with whatever we did, whether it was the quick pass game, the screen game we had the other day against the Colts as well. Just staying on track, and then it helps you want to stick with the run game because it was a grimy run game. We had two big runs that kind of broke it open and set our numbers, but for the most part, I just thought we were pretty efficient. There weren't a lot of pretty ones. Tank kind of made that one happen late in the game. And then, the 19-yard touchdown, now that was great. It lined up well for us. They were in a shell coverage. We were in a bigger set. We did a great job getting the run started, and then everybody just did a great job finishing the run. That was the cool part to see about that particular play. But other than that, it was 2 yards here, 3 yards here, maybe 4 yards here, and it just but we were able to stick with it and finally break off those two big ones late.
Look, Tommy, if the Jags lose to the Bears, all the momentum is gone, right? And, it's no big deal this moment. But if they do get on a roll, you can go back to that first Bigsby touchdown and the way Ezra Cleveland escorted them into the end zone. We've been looking for that attitude out of the offensive line for a while.
Totally. Absolutely. Like I was saying earlier, I think a lot of it's just the attitude, of getting after it. And, it's contagious. That's what's great about it because the guy next to you is, getting all rough and mean and having success. You're going to be like, man, maybe I need to get a little rougher and meaner and sharing that same kind of success. So it's contagious, man. And I love it. I like I said earlier in the show, to me, that's like, you got an O-line that's known for nasty kind of play. That goes a long way, man.
Well, and I think talking about the backfield right now, Tommy, and, fans that are saying tank, 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 right? Like they want to see more Tank Bigsby being featured and that kind of stuff. I think looking back at the game against the Colts on Sunday, if Etienne hadn't caught the passes he did early in that game to allow the offense to get into some kind of rhythm, I'm not saying that Tank isn't capable of giving you that kind of thing, but Etienne was really good for the offense early.
Yeah.
In those really key situations to get everyone settled in after all the chaos that we had seen the week before against Houston, get Trevor comfortable, all these different things that were going on. I get it. Tank had the big plays, and that's what stands out for everybody coming out of the game. But with Etienne dealing with the shoulder injury on top of that, I do think he gives them so much in the pass game right now and helps Trevor get more comfortable. We'll see what that looks like if it changes when Ingram gets back, which would hopefully be this week, but they need that kind of guy.
If Tank was the kind of threat Etienne is in the pass game, he would get the majority of the work, but he's not. That's where they're different, and it's good. I think it's a great 1-2 punch. Here's the thing about Etienne. So when he lines up in the backfield, you don't know what he's going to do.
Right.
He's very capable of faking a handoff, going inside the tackle box, getting up on a linebacker and running a route and making the catch. I mean, he caught some early balls early or early balls. He caught some early balls in a game that gave Trev some confidence, man. I mean, went right to him, right over the middle or off to the side a little bit. No, I think you have a nice 1-2 punch there, and Tank will get better and all that stuff because you're not just going to run him every time, but just more time. He'll get better, more comfortable. But I think what ETN brings in the open field, what he can do with catching the football, he's not afraid to mix it up inside at all, and he's been effective. I wouldn't change it. I really wouldn't. I want to see Tank too. Don't get me wrong. You got to find that balance. But to me, they're a great 1-2 punch, and I'd keep it that way.
We all had our questions about Brenton Strange after his rookie year. They drafted him in the second round, didn't have much of an impact at all as a rookie at tight end for the Jaguars. Last year, he's really stepped in here in the last 3 weeks for Evan Ingram. He's been productive in the pass game. We knew what he was as a rookie as a blocker. You know, we talked to Jeff Loggeman on Tuesdays, and Jeff has loved him the whole time in that regard. But he really does help him in the run game. I don't think it's an accident that the run game is working as well as it does, and that Strange does some things to unlock some of that up front. Press Taylor says that he's always thought Strange would be an impact player for this team.
Yeah, we've always thought Brenton could be an impact player for our offense. You know, obviously he's behind another very good tight end in Evan, and Evan has taken advantage of his role. You know, last season he was one of 5 tight ends in NFL history to have as many catches as he did. So it's a crowded room in terms of we have a lot of really good players in there. So we certainly expected when Brenton had more opportunity, he would be able to produce, and that's been true. You know, now it's on all of us to make sure that we're continuing every single week to maximize the matchups we had. That's involving multiple tight ends and a certain look to get a certain thing out of a defense. Then that's what we'll try to do. But like I mentioned earlier, each week's its own beast. And so, you know, how are they going to play 12 personnel? How do you play 12 personnel with Evan on the field? There's all these different things you're kind of looking into. And then what does it give us? Does it give us an advantage in some way, shape, or form? Then we'll try to lean into that. And how's the game going as it affects itself? But yeah, Brenton's done a great job. He's proved that he can handle whatever workload comes each week.
All right, more from Press Taylor coming up specifically on Brian Thomas Jr. But, you know, Brenton Strange got forced into action here, and I think has acquitted himself very well in the absence of Evan Ingram.
We've been talking about him, you know, for a while. I've always liked the kid, and I love that he plays fullback. I've been calling for that. He comes up and he'll block, man. And I think when they get Ingram and him on the field at the same time, you can get pretty creative with those two, and that's going to create a mismatch somewhere.
I'd like to see more of that. We were talking about that earlier in the week. You know, I hope some of Ingram's snaps come at the expense of Gabe Davis when he comes back, and they do run a little bit more two tight end. I do wonder though, if Ingram never gets hurt, do we see this larger role for Strange in the offense that we're anticipating, right? And then what is he exactly? A guy comes in and a crucial short yardage and is going to lay a key block.
Well, we know he can stretch out and catch. He's had to do that a few
Absolutely.
times.
But, look, he's a good receiver.
He is, yeah,
and Loggeman thinks he's the best blocker on the team.
He's got an attitude.
On the offensive side. So, playing well, and hopefully they'll get Ingram back and be able to work it in combination. But we'll hear Press Taylor's thoughts on the rookie phenom, Brian Thomas Jr. Things going well with him. We'll also take you around the league. We've got our picks for all the games, including the Jags and Bears, coming up in hour number 2. Tom McManus is with us on a Keys to Victory Friday. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Andersen Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
1010XL Weekly is your one-stop shop for all things Jags, college ball, preps, and more. Subscribe to our newsletter today, and you will be entered to win free tickets to the Packers game this October. Subscribe, just head on over to 1010XL.com and scroll down to the 1010XL Weekly flash page.
Hey, gang, Prosser here to save you some cash. Maximize your home sale now with the market experts who deliver more money in less time, and those experts are Chad and Sandy Newman. Maybe you're worried about costly repairs or upgrades needed to sell your home. You don't have to worry. The worries are relieved with Chad and Sandy, the local real estate experts we are trusting and recommending with the sale of your home. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Mortgage rates are down. It's time to create your market. Marvin in Cobblestone writes, my siblings and I moved our parents to Maryland so they can get some extra help as they get older. Next, we had to sell the home to get them some financial help for their extra care. We hired Chad and Sandy, and they delivered big. Chad and Sandy's team got our home sold in 7 days above asking price. You can too. Call Chad and Sandy today, 904-414-6200, or go to chadandsandy.com. That's Chad, ANDSANDY.com.
Has someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI, domestic violence, and all criminal offenses. In your battle with the justice system, there's only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645. 354-5645.
3D Digital has you covered for any of your business's digital marketing needs. From producing award-winning videos to getting those digital ads to follow your customers around the internet, our team has your back. Visit 3ddigital.com or give us a call at 904-712-4004 to schedule a free consultation today. 904-712-4004.
When you need a plumber,
call Duck Duck Rooter.
When you need your septic tank pumped out,
call Duck Duck Rooter.
When you need any septic or plumbing issue fixed right the first time,
call Duck Duck Rooter.
Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services. DuckDuckRooter.com. This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and it is hot out there. You know that, Greg, but Honda has a plan for you on or off the road.
They do. There's a ton of Honda scooters, Honda mini motos, great for the beach. Also get you out in the woods with a Honda side-by-side. Plenty to do and stay cool.
Yeah, four-wheelers, and you can trick them out.
We can. From stereo systems to big builds, we do it all.
Everything's there for you to see. CyclesofJacksonville.com online or on Atlantic near Regency. Check out Cycles of Jacksonville.
If you're looking for custom metalwork, look no further than Superior Fence and Rail. Whether it's custom railing, shade structures, or custom entry gates, their expert team controls the turnkey process. From CAD design and raw metal to powder-coated finish and expert installation. When you choose Superior Fence and Rail for your custom metal project, you get a project that's, well, superior. So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail today.
Hurricane season on the First Coast can leave you in the dark, so why not get a head start on storm season with a home generator system from American Electrical? They've sold and installed more generators in Jacksonville than any other company around, with scores of whole home generator installations throughout North Florida. That's right, American Electrical has been installing and repairing thousands of generators for over a decade in Duval. Keep your loved ones and property protected. Log on to American-Electrical.com and see how they can help you.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Introducing Gatorade Water. Alkaline and electrolyte infused for great taste. Gatorade Water, always in motion.
Find it at your local Winn-Dixie. For the athletes who give everything, nothing beats Gatorade, the studied, tested, and proven fuel of the world's greatest athletes. Gatorade Water, proudly supporting high school sports on the First Coast.
Pickett here with my concierge doctor, Richard Townsend. Doc T, how does a concierge direct primary care operate?
We are a membership-based primary care made directly between a patient and physician. We'll have a limited amount of patients that allows us to give unlimited access and personal service to you. This individualized approach has been shown to lower hospitalizations as well as maintain healthier lives. We also give 24/7 access via phone to me outside of our scheduled office hours.
To learn more, go to mypvconcierge.com.
16 years serving great craft beer in Jacksonville is saying something, and that's worth a round of applause. And Old City Brewery is celebrating. Duval's oldest brewery is set up for a big party October 12th, and you don't want to miss it. Live music all day, great food, giveaways, and growlers galore. In fact, Bold City Brewery will be giving away free pints, and someone's going to win free growler fills for a year. It's all at Bold City Brewery, Roselle Street in Riverside. Check out all the details at boldcitybrewery.com.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Kuhn Flowers. Florida on the road in Tennessee against an SEC opponent is similar to NFL competition, according to head coach Billy Napier.
Going to play in Knoxville against a team that, in my opinion, has a ton of capability. In our league right now, heck, each week is like an NFL game.
Hear the game live tomorrow starting at 4 p.m. on 1010XL. While appearing on 1010XL, Gator alum and SEC network reporter Chris Doring commented on Florida's expectation facing Tennessee.
Teams just have the other team's number, and Florida, for whatever reason, has had that. The success of Florida over Tennessee.
Jacksonville University junior guard Robert McCray V has been named the preseason Atlantic Sun Conference Player of the Year in a vote of the league coaches released yesterday. At your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, I'm Sam Nelson.
At 10:58, it's 73 degrees. Time at 10, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler, Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Tom McManus.
Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window on 1010XL.
All right, hour 2 is here. We'll go around the league. Coming up, we'll hear more from Press Taylor. Coming up, we'll go to the phones in a moment. A note. The call is coming from inside the building. A note to those who may walk into our studio and think you're with, not in camera shot.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Scary.
That may not be accurately reflected, I say.
Swear, move, swear.
If you look at the 1010XL framed jersey on the wall, that glass will reflect you like a ghostly image standing in the corner.
It did look ghostly.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All
eyes are upon us.
For those who out there watch the program as well as listen to it, some of them are eagle-eyed observers. And they point that out to us on social media. So
might have to start wearing a hat really low.
You think you can be safe? Just kind of strolling into the dark corners of the studio. You got to always assume now in life that you're on camera everywhere you go.
I guess you got to start thinking that way. I haven't, but I guess
I know. No, it's not literally everywhere, but you know what I mean. Most places in public, you are going to be on camera on multiple cameras
to be seen and not to be seen. You know what I mean?
Like
maybe you don't care.
You may not care, but it's still a fact.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all.
Yeah.
I'm
saying if you don't care, then you don't really pay attention to it. If you care, then you better mind the P's and Q's out there. Right. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Kind of.
Tom lives a clean life. Doesn't care. Doesn't care what's on
clean enough
of him.
Or it's not dirty enough that he cares about anyone knowing the dirt.
Fine.
Yeah, right. Yeah, thank you. It's a light dust.
All right. Let's get to these calls as we got them stacked up. It's Keys to Victory Friday. So let us know what you think the Jags need to do to get the W against Chicago this week. We'll begin with Steve in Melbourne. Steve, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing?
Excellent. What's up?
Not much, just waiting for my power to come on in the house down in Brevard. We took the heart of the storm.
Well, hope that rectifies quickly for you.
Yeah, no doubt.
Same here. My keys are basically, like you guys talked about, the run game seems to be going good. Chicago allows an average of 120 on the ground, so I hope we can keep that going. I want to see BT get targeted a little more, but I also don't know if they're going to take Jalen Johnson and shadow him the entire game, maybe open up some other areas. I want to see Ingram back. Hopefully he is. Kind of do some double tight end stuff, get creative with it like you guys mentioned. And I just need the secondary to kind of pick up a little bit, not allow broken coverages or anything. I need the safety play a little better. And hopefully we can get that going good because Caleb's had a habit, at least early in the season, where if you can pressure him, he starts making mistakes. So I hope we can really get on him in this game with Josh Hines-Allen, and Trayvon Walker.
All right, Steve, we appreciate it. Steve's 3 keys to victory stretched out to about a half dozen, but that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I look, even if Jalen Johnson shadows Brian Thomas Jr., I don't think you can afford to say, all right, you can take our top weapon. And I think he is the most dangerous weapon they have in the passing game, right? It may not be volume-wise every single week, but he's the guy that makes defensive coordinators go, okay, now wait a minute. What's our plan for him?
Yeah.
Right? But I'm not saying you go crazy because he is a really good cover guy. But at the same time, you can't just say, well, we're going to play 10 on 10 and you're going to take our top guy out with one guy.
The question, in that scenario, can you handle Kirk? That's the big one.
Well, that's going to be a big one, especially with Tyreek Stevenson. They've got a ripple effect because they have other injuries.
He can sneakily get by you, no problem.
Oh, I'm not saying you shouldn't take your opportunities with Kirk and all that, but I still want to see him take a couple of shots a game.
Oh, absolutely.
To Brian Thomas, regardless of who's covering
My
him.
point was, if the defensive philosophy is, hey, we'll take our best corner and try to take out, Brian Thomas Jr. In that scenario, you better have an answer for Kirk, or that plan's not going to work. Is what I was saying.
All right, let's go, John, on the West Side next on a Keys to Victory Friday. Good morning, John.
Hey, good morning, Mike. You struck some core memories with the black and white and the 5-channel thing and the Lawrence Wells.
It's just the way we were, John. It's the way we were. We're old people, man. What can I tell you?
Did you ever put the tin foil on the antenna?
On occasion.
UHF channel?
On occasion, yep.
That's awesome. Anyways, my keys would be control this defense. This defense has 11 takeaways so far this year. They're top 5, I believe, in pass defense. They're going to have to control this defense, protect Trevor, and run the daggum ball. I mean, this is not going to be easy. I'll be honest with you, and I'll take your comments off the air.
I agree. Thank you, John. I don't think it's easy either. That may be my biggest case. Well, they're not going to be unbalanced, right? They're not just going to run it 75% of the time. Right. That's not who they are. But I think they need to be an effective run team this week. I think that's very high on my list of keys as well, Tom.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I think the Bears are almost 5 yards a carry given up. I mean, that's horrendous.
And when your strong safety is out or likely out, I mean, unless he takes a last-minute flight over on his own because he stayed back in the concussion protocol.
And for the record, I went back to every game, and even Hubbard last week, Carolina got killed, but he ran for a good clip. He had like 85 yards. I think his long was 38. He had some success.
He had a long touchdown early in that game.
I think it was 38.
Yeah.
Was his long, but that may be something there. At the end of the day, you're going to have to keep Trev clean, get in a rhythm, and run the ball effectively, and you should be good. It's just their defense is a lot better than the Colts, especially against the pass. So
no doubt. CJ on the north side next up on Jaguars Today. Good morning, CJ.
Good morning. My 3 keys is consistency with the offense. Since we did good last week, let's continue to do it. My second one is dominate. I don't want them to feel like we're them coming back. If we up 2 scores, keep pushing. Score 3 scores. My third one is what was it?
I think if we dominate, we'll probably be good.
Yeah, that covers a lot.
That does cover up for a lot. Can you remember what the third one was?
No, I'm sorry, but those are my 2 main ones.
All right,
that's all right.
You're good. Keep the offensive roll going.
Yep.
And I know what he's saying. Dominate. Look, if you dominate, you're going to win, right? But don't take your foot off the gas.
Right.
You got a chance to bury a team. We saw it yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Seattle's buried, basically. It's 23-3, and Laviska Shenault, he's still playing, people.
Unbelievable.
Took one to the house, and it flipped that game.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Seattle's back in it. They could never get over the hump because they made too many mistakes, but they made that a football game.
They got the ball back down 1 score and just couldn't make anything happen on that drive. Right? Like, they created opportunities for themselves, but as you know, Tommy, that's the NFL. Right? Like the ebbs and flows within games, the ebbs and flows within seasons, and it's finding a way to deal with all those things. It's the matchup this week for a Jaguars defense that had the issues they did in the past game. This is a much scarier matchup as far as who you're facing at wide receiver this week than the one that you were facing last week against the Colts. It just is. With DJ Moore and Rome Odunze and Keenan Allen and Cole Kmet, like their options in the past game in Chicago were better than the group that just embarrassed you in the fourth quarter of that game against the Colts. That's the scary, what's this going to look like for me thing in this game is how do they handle this Bears passing game? I'm not exactly sure how I expect them to.
Well, I think the main way is you got to get that inside pressure, however that comes, whether you got a blitz to get there, whether you got to have the right defensive tackle tandem, running games, I don't care. The end guys have been coming, but we got to get that inside push, especially with a young QB, man. Get him shaking a little bit. He's good. There's no doubt. Caleb Williams got all the tools to be a good quarterback, but No quarterback likes to be hit. No quarterback likes to be rattled. And, we've seen our guy get rattled. Everyone can get rattled if they get hit enough.
All right, back to your calls here in 60 seconds. First, Tony Smith going to take us around the National Football League.
Now, Gems Around the NFL. Brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacks Beach.
Houston running back Joe Mixon got in a limited practice yesterday as he continues to work back from an ankle injury that's kept him out since week 2. Indianapolis quarterback Anthony Richardson was a full participant as he works back from the oblique injury that kept him out here in Jacksonville last week. Running back Jonathan Taylor still has not returned to the practice field there for the Colts. Atlanta running back Bijan Robinson limited at practice again on Thursday with a hamstring injury. Darnell Mooney also limited with a knee injury. Buffalo running back James Cook and wide receiver Khalil Shakir both missed practice on Thursday. Cincinnati running back Zach Moss and Chase Brown were limited in practice on Thursday. New England running back Ramondre Stevenson missed practice with a toe injury. Dallas defensive end Micah Parsons has been unable to practice yet this week after missing their win over Pittsburgh on Sunday night. And Philadelphia wide receivers A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith were both full participants in practice yesterday for the second day in a row. It looks like they'll both be back this week for the Eagles.
All right, Tone, thank you. Let's welcome in our good friend Regina in Mandarin. Regina, good morning.
Good morning.
Duval!
No one else did it today yet. So, first of all, I want to give a shout-out to Tommy Mack. I enjoyed him stepping in for Jeff two Tuesdays ago, and I enjoyed your energy. These are my 3 keys.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Here's the 3 keys. Number 1, increase percentage of third and short. There, none of these fourth down, going for it, not getting any points. Number 2, Ryan Nielsen has got to get a scheme going to make Eric Armstead do more than just take up space on the field. And number 3, I'll restate the obvious. Tank, Brian Thomas Jr., and Cam Little have to keep shining. And I'll take your comments off the air. Go Jags!
Go Jags! Thank you, Regina. Regina's getting more and more pointed with her critiques and stuff as we go along, and I appreciate it. Good stuff there. It's not just Tank, it's a trio of young guys that she's looking at, but Cam Little's been good. He's got the one miss this year, and he came through in the clutch. We haven't put him in clutch situations really this season, so nice to see him do that. Yeah, and Brian Thomas right now is saw some rookie index. Yesterday Jaden Daniels was 1, Brian Thomas Jr. was 2. Out of every rookie at every position in the National Football League.
I know someone texted us this morning before the show, too. You go back to the offseason, we were talking about trading for Ayuk, trading for DK Metcalf, all these different things that we were talking about as possibilities for the Jags to find that number 1 wide receiver. Well, it appears they may have found a number 1 wide receiver and gotten extra picks while doing it. Right? Like, it is wild.
Sure. But I will say that because I saw that one too. Like, look at
I'm not saying
the start
they couldn't have done
Ayuk.
both.
Like,
right?
Ayuk got off to a slow start in part because he held out all of training camp.
No
right?
doubt.
So let's say the Jags had traded for him back around the draft, right? He would have been here the whole offseason, would have been integrated. Sure. And maybe they still make that move back and they take Troy Fautanu or some other offensive lineman or you know what I mean? So
I'm not saying they couldn't have been just as well off with it, but they couldn't be any better off than they are right now.
Look, I love what they did.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but I think there were paths to it being successful had they gone that way as well. You just never know. And you look at some guy like Byron Murphy. If you don't take Byron Murphy if you get the chance, Byron Murphy can't stay healthy, hasn't been able to play much at all this year. That's a factor as well. Knock on wood. Let's hope that our guys do. Let's get Tim in Arlington before we hit the break here. More Press Taylor on the way still. Tim, you're on Jaguars Today. Go ahead.
Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing?
Good. What's up?
All right.
Good, man. I'm just heading out to Publix, about to get me a pub sub. But before I sipping on some sweet tea, I wanted to give y'all some sweet keys to victory that I think.
Okay.
First, I love what y'all said about more pressure on Caleb Williams. I like Caleb Williams. Obviously, he's coming off a great game. But I really want the defense to have him be rethinking his life choices after this week. He really just needs to have so much pressure on him. Obviously, we don't have any INTs. We already talked about the secondary needs to step up. But I really would just love him to come into London and just get so much pressure that he's like, I have no idea what I'm doing. The coverages need to confuse him, and he just needs to have a implosion of a game. My second key is I'm going to think outside the grid lines now, outside the gridiron. Get a good night's sleep. How long is that flight? Like 8 hours?
It's a long. I don't know.
Is it that long?
It's pretty long because you the way
from Jax
you fly like up to Toronto and then hang a right.
Yeah.
So it's a long whatever it is. Yeah, it's long.
Yeah. So the travel fatigue sets in. So get a good night's sleep. Those boys need to get a great night's sleep, and then they'll perform better. And then my third key, and then I'll take this off the air, is I was fired up because Tank Bigsby won the Angry Run Scepter. I want him to win a second scepter. I want to buy the T-shirt that has him holding the two scepters like David Montgomery. I want them to feed the tank.
Feed the tank. Thank you, Tim. Tim's fired up today.
And very clever.
Yeah.
Nothing
wrong
Feed
with
the
that.
tank. No, I wasn't being facetious.
You reminded me, I had a sweet tea last night that I spilled all over myself. I didn't need to be drinking it.
Long
to be honest with you. And no, it wasn't Long Island. I had one red top. A Coca-Cola in there. But no, I just, I'd taken a sip on break, had a headset mic on, hit the headset mic, just dropped it right in my lap like a wide mouth.
Yeah.
Yep. It's what I have to look forward to 20 years down the road when I wet myself in another way.
Thanks for the visual.
Hopefully, by the way, hopefully it's 20 years off. Still.
Like 30. Give me an extra decade.
I love that, Tom. I don't know if that's realistic, though. So give me 19 more good years, please.
There you go.
All right, we'll come back. We've got our confidence picks. How did we do last week? And
I think mine were ugly. But
I think we all had the same record.
Oh, my.
Really?
We didn't all have the same points,
right.
However.
That's
so
how it works.
We'll get into that, and we'll tell you who we think is going to win the remaining 13 games around the National Football League here coming up in Week 6. Get back to more of your calls if you want to hang on the line, and more from Press Taylor on the way as well. You're listening to Jaguars Today on a Keys to Victory Friday on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Awaken 180 Weight Loss. You know, you hear me from time to time saying, hey, I had a sweet tea, I had this, I had the other thing. How does that work with Awaken 180? Well, I've gotten to the point where I'm in the maintenance phase. I get 1 or 2 cheat days a week, depending on how I feel and, just kind of what space I'm in. Look, it's not like I don't fluctuate a couple of pounds each way throughout the course of a month or even a week. But with Awaken 180, I've been able to stay right around my goal weight for 12 months, a calendar year. And I've never had that kind of success before. I've had success dropping pounds, but not keeping them off. Awaken 180 promised not only would I lose the weight safely and quickly, and I did, but they'd be able to help me keep it off with great coaching and support. And that maintenance is free once you hit your goal weight. You tell them what your goal weight is. They'll help craft a plan to get you there and then to keep you there, which is so important as well. If you want to be the next Awaken 180 success story, call 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800, or schedule a free consultation online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Jaguars Today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. He's a master at recon. His car line takes you behind enemy lines on 1010XL.
What's your position? That's top secret.
Brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyriq.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer.
In its final year, we encourage you to help create great futures for young people when you run or walk at Mackenzie's Run. Saturday, November 23rd. Join Boys and Girls Club of Northeast Florida for a 5K and 1 mile fun run through the beautiful stadium course at TPC Sawgrass. Enjoy food, live music, face painting, family fun, and more at our Runners Village. Register at McKenzie'sRun.org. Mackenzie's 5K and Fun Run, November 23rd. McKenzie'sRun.org.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
There's nothing like a perfect cigar shared among friends. On October 12th from 1 to 4 p.m., join us at Tobacco Cove for an unforgettable Aganorsa Leaf event. Meet the man behind the brand, Terrence Riley. There will be tasty food, great prizes, and exclusive deals on Aganorsa Leaf cigars. It's all happening at 3849 Bay Meadows Road. Come for the cigars, stay for the experience at Tobacco Cove.
Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Dailies Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Dailies is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Sometimes you agree with him, sometimes you don't.
On the runway, I'm coming in hot.
CBS Sports senior NFL writer Pete Prisco joins the Frangie Show Friday afternoons on 1010XL. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Lauren Brooks from Helmets and Heels. If your car needs an oil change, now's the perfect time to visit Big Chief Tire. They're offering $10 off your next oil change at any of their 5 locations across Jacksonville. Their expert technicians will get you in and out quickly so your car stays in top shape. Visit BigChiefService.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your appointment today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling. That's BigChiefService.com or 904-932-0950.
AC replacement? If your AC unit is ready to go kaput, then it's time to call Florida Home AC. With over $3,000 in tax credits waiting for you on select systems, take advantage of it. Call 777-4300. Get Florida Home AC to cool you off.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation. Light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to CarlsonDentalGroup.com. That's CarlsonDentalGroup.com for all of your dental needs.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods, and I'm proud to say that Underwoods is the longest-standing member of the American Gem Society in the state of Florida. That's important because the American Gem Society promotes professionalism inside the business, and most important because of how it protects the customer. Gemstones are like most things, and you have to have the knowledge about them before you can tell the truth about them. That's where the American Gem Society fits in. They're the organization that certifies gemologists and registered jewelers and certifies sales associates with professional titles. Then to ensure that we stay up to date with these gemological advances, we re-win our titles by passing a written test every year. And now I'm proud to say Underwoods has the largest credentialed American Gem Society staff east of the Mississippi River. So if you're interested in diamonds and jewelry and want real professional help, stop by Underwoods.
Underwood Jewelers in San Marco, in Avondale, and at the shops of Ponte Vedra.
Southampton invites you to enjoy a round of golf and then a round with your buds, thanks to their game day special. Every Saturday and Sunday during the season, order up 10 wings and a cold pitcher for just $22. Plus, being a member at Southampton has its privileges, like a $500 gift card when you join with a paid initiation fee. All the details are at golfsouthampton.com. Twilight golf every day with special rates after 3 o'clock. Don't forget trivia Thursday nights and music on the patio Friday night. All at the Golf Club of Southampton.
This is Nia Lawrence Stample, former Florida State National Champion and the proud owner of NLS Cleaning. Just like on the gridiron, we tackle dirt and grime with unmatched precision. Whether it's your commercial property or your residential space, we are ready to take care of your exterior cleaning needs. NLScleaning.net.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. He's number 55.
Tom McManus.
Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window on 1010XL.
All right, time to make our picks for Week 6 for the games that have yet to kick off. Let us review. We call them confidence picks because we rank them in order of how confident we are in those outcomes. There are 13 games. Our most confident outcome, whatever we decide that is worth 13 points all the way down to 1. Last week, we all went 8-5.
Really?
In 13 games. We did.
Yeah.
But it was a hodgepodge of which games we hit. Tony missed 3 of his top 5 most confident selections and came in with 50 points last week. Okay. I missed my top 2, but I hit my next 4, and I came in with 55 points.
Oh.
Also gross. So Tom McManus had the Jags on the 15-point line, which is
13.
13-point line, correct. Which has come back to bite you before, but not this week.
Sometimes you just got to believe, Mike.
We all had Seattle in the top 2, but Tommy hit 5 of his top 6, good for 62, and the victory, Tom. In honor of your victory, Tom, looky. Yeah. And everyone on camera.
Oh, yeah, baby.
There it is.
Yeah,
Victory Monday. There's one less in the box now, people. Blame it on McManus.
Come home to Pop.
He's got it. XL, Schmedium for Tommy Mac. They really are nice T-shirts, right? They're soft. The colors pop.
Yeah.
Love it. Victory Monday.
That's going to be great.
That is. Let's hope that we have cause to give out more of them.
What will be the first stain on it, do you think? White shirts. There's stains coming. This boy's got feet stains.
I couldn't tell you. What are you eating first would probably be it. You know, what do you draw? What's in the cup right now?
Just water.
Just water?
Yeah.
That won't stain.
I can't drink this early.
Start the day off with a coffee.
It's like,
dribble it on there.
I don't know.
Are you a coffee guy?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I drink coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
I get up early though. I get like 5, sometimes 4:30.
Just take a scoop of grounds, chew on that, and get you going.
Put a little chai, a little coffee
in between my chicken gum. All right, so here we go. We got 13 games, top to bottom. Tommy, you had the most points, so you're going to bat lead off today. I will go second. Tony will go third.
Okay.
And we already have our list, so it's not like we're copying each other. Maybe in week 18, right? We're playing defense. But, Tom, your top 3 most confident outcomes this week. What do you got?
Okay, well, for just to start it off, this is part, risky business. If you remember that, it was the movie was based out of Chicago, and at the very end, the dad said, "What? Sometimes you just got to say
what."
Right. And the other part is momentum. I'm a believer, so I got Jags beating Chicago.
We're
number
13 points to you.
Yeah, I'm going for it. I'm going to go for it. I think it's going to be a tough game, but it's going to be
Rebecca De Mornay approves. A young Rebecca De Mornay.
Train ride.
Wow, Rebecca.
Now I'm all discombobulated. No, I'm kidding. All right, I got Philly at home at number 12.
Okay.
And number 11, I've got Atlanta on the road.
ATL. All right, I'm going Houston over New England. Road, home, whatever. Welcome to the NFL, Drake May. And look, I've been terrible with my top line. I think out of 5 weeks, I might have hit my top pick once. I don't know why that is, but that's the way it's gone. I've also placed Philadelphia on the 12-point line, like you did. And I'm going to take Tampa Bay against Spencer Rattler, starting for the New Orleans Saints on the 11. Tony.
On the 13-point line, I'll take Green Bay over Arizona. I will join you on the 12-point line with Philadelphia over Cleveland and Houston over New England on the 11.
We all have Philly worth 12. Crazy. Tom, who you got? Next 3.
Let's see. Number 10, I've got the Giants at home. Number 9, I got the Jets at home. And number 8, I got Tampa on the road.
Okay. How about you? Stepping out a little bit here. I've got the Detroit Lions beating Dallas in Dallas. I've got Atlanta winning in Carolina. And I'll take Baltimore at home against Washington to slow the roll of Jaden Daniels, at least for 1 week. Tony.
Pittsburgh over Las Vegas on the 10 line, Atlanta over Carolina on the 9, and the Colts over the Titans on the 8-point line.
Okay, Tommy Mack.
7, I got Pitt on the road against Vegas. 6, Washington in an upset, or maybe not an upset, but
they're a 7-point dog this week, yeah.
Although 9 teams have been 7-point favorites this year, their record 2-7.
Okay. And then number 5? Number 5?
Yes.
I got New England at home beating Houston.
Whoa. That'd be nice.
Tom McManus, everyone's rooting for your slate now, including me. I got Green Bay on the 7-point line against Arizona. I'm going to take Cincinnati against the New York Giants on Sunday Night Football, and I also will go with Indianapolis over Tennessee. Tone.
I'll take Tampa over New Orleans on the 7-point line, Jacksonville over Chicago on the 6, Detroit over Dallas on the 5.
All right, Tommy Mac, got 4 to go, so give us your last 4.
Last 4, Tennessee at home against Indy. 3 is Detroit on the road against Dallas. 2 is Denver at home against the Chargers. And number 1 is Green Bay beating Arizona.
All right. So, now that Tony's got him on the top line.
The other way.
It doesn't matter. You got him on the 1-point line, right? So now you root for the other outcome.
No doubt, yeah.
Right.
Because it hurts us more. I've got Pittsburgh versus Vegas worth 4. I'm picking a lot of road teams this week. I got Denver at home, though. I'm going to take Denver at home against the LA Chargers. I will take Jacksonville, officially the road team in this one.
Yeah.
I'll take Jacksonville on the 2-point line to win. Not super confident, obviously. And I'm going to take the Jets against Buffalo on Monday Night Football. Tony.
4, I'll take Buffalo over the Jets. 3, Denver over the Chargers. 2, Baltimore over Washington. And 1, the Giants over the Bengals.
All right. No Bengals believers. Here's what we got. Tommy Mack coming off a win from last week. By the way, overall standings. Let's update this. Tony's got 349. I've got 325. Tommy is at 286 through 5 weeks. Dylan says you need to tighten up.
I'm on my way up.
Okay.
On my way back.
Closing the gap. You were after last week. You go Jacksonville, Philadelphia, Atlanta, New York Giants, New York Jets, Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh, Washington, New England, Tennessee, Detroit, Denver, and Green Bay. I'm going Texans, Eagles, Buccaneers, Lions, Falcons, Ravens, Packers, Bengals, Colts, Steelers, Broncos, Jaguars, and Jets. Tony goes Green Bay, Philadelphia, Houston, Pittsburgh, Atlanta, Indianapolis, Tampa Bay, Jacksonville, Detroit, Buffalo, Denver, Baltimore, and the New York Giants.
Week. I think I wound up taking 5 home teams.
You're weird. What?
I think I wound up taking 5 home teams.
Is that what you got?
Yeah.
Let's see. I took 1, 2, 3. I took 5.
Yeah.
Same thing. I took.
It felt odd while I was doing it. It's like something is wrong.
We probably have the same 5.
Right.
Do we have all the same games picked, just in different order? We may have all the same exact games picked because you had the Jets. No, you have Buffalo. That's one
Buffalo.
different.
Yeah.
That's one of the home teams I have winning is the Jets. You have the Giants. That's the other one.
Yeah.
We have the 2 primetime New York teams this week in opposite order. All right, there you go. Confidence picks locked in for what they're worth. We're not advising you to gamble based on those, but if you do, have fun. Hopefully you win a bunch of money. Good luck, right? We went 8-5. It's straight up, not against the spread. You're not going to get any kind of good odds on playing the money line on all these things. Right. It is interesting, though. 9 games have had a 7-point favorite, and the favorite has outright lost 7 of them. Jeff Prosser, I think, made the point maybe early in the week. He said it's a shock that there only been 9 games with a 7-point spread. That just really shows you where the parity is in the NFL. You look at these picks, and you're like, yeah, I could see that going the other way. I could see that going the other way. There are a lot of these games like that. All right, we'll take our final time out here. If you're on the line, we'll try to get to you right out of the break. On the other side, we got to get to a little bit more from Press Taylor, a Keys to Victory roundtable, all that coming your way and more on Jaguars Today as we wrap up on this Friday on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods. Always a great way to start your day is with a Dandy breakfast item. Really, it's a good way to continue your day, to end your day. No matter when you're hungry, breakfast is good any time of the day. And Dandy has an amazing array of fresh baked breakfast items for you out there. Soft, flaky croissants, yes. French toast, my favorite. Buttermilk biscuits, they've got them. Light, tasty maple waffles, sizzling country sausage, black forest ham, thick sliced bacon, peppered fried eggs, creamy Wisconsin cheddar cheese. Think of all the many combinations you can add together, and Dandy's got you covered for breakfast, whether that's first thing of the day, middle of the afternoon, or the middle of the night. Swing into an area gate station, fill up the tank, enjoy that AC, and head right to the fresh case and look for the Dandy and Anytime deli labels. Whether it's breakfast you're looking for, lunch, dinner, sandwiches, subs, light stuff on the go, Dandy's got you covered. If you're hungry in Duval, do what I do. Go out and make yours a Dandy. And do it today.
Jaguars Today. From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios at 1010XL.
Do the Garber Wiggle, Garber Wiggle, 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 Garber Wiggle. If you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle with lifetime warranty, Garber Auto Mall can wiggle it. Best price, best payment, best trade-in value, Garber Auto Mall can wiggle it. With a huge selection of pre-owned vehicles, Garber Auto Mall can wiggle it. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or at GarberAutomall.com. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there is always a little room for wiggle. Garber Wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle. Garber Wiggle.
When it comes to selling your home, it can be stressful. Take the stress out with my friends, Chad and Sandy Newman. Maybe you're worried you won't sell your home for the price you need. How's this for a guarantee? Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they'll buy it. No required costly repairs. Pick your move date. There are no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at any time. Mortgage rates are down, creating more active buyers and sellers. And if you've been waiting, now is a great time to sell your home. Take Kim in Palm Coast. I needed to move closer to family ASAP, but I had to sell my Palm Coast home first. I tried and failed with another agent. So my family said, you got to call Chad and Sandy. Well, sure enough, as promised, Chad and Sandy did it. They sold my home in 3 days, above asking price. Call the local Jacksonville experts I trust and recommend. Call Chad and Sandy today at 904-414-6200 or go to chadandsandy.com. That's Chad, ANDSANDY.com.
These are interesting economic times. That's why it's so important to have someone you can count on. That's ITP Partners. Jacksonville folks taking care of our Jacksonville money. Experience? You best believe you want to give your hard-earned money to folks you trust. Jeff Hartman, Chris Bryan, Dan Abel, Reed Wingate, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reagan Wright have the expertise and knowledge to help clients in their financial lives, focusing on investment management, financial planning, and risk management. ITP Partners. Financial partners for life. Securities offered through American Portfolios Financial Services, Inc. Member FINRA SIPC.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Get off the ladder and put on the helmet with Gutter Helmet of North Florida. We are family owned and manufactured locally. Cleaning your gutters is a dangerous and dirty job. That's why with Gutter Helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. Water goes in your gutters while trash and debris go on the ground. It won't collect like filters do. Gutter Helmet protects. Call now for 10% off and a free gutter cleaning and tune-up with your purchase of Gutter Helmet. Call 904-762-7779.
3D Digital has you covered for any of your business's digital marketing needs. From producing award-winning videos to getting those digital ads to follow your customers around the internet, our team has your back. Visit 3ddigital.com or give us a call at 904-712-4004 to schedule a free consultation today. 904-712-4004.
Every weekend is a Stone Cold Sports Weekend. Hey, Dan Hicken here. Watch for The Weekend with Dan on YouTube and Facebook, and I'll help you put together your sports weekend. Weekend with Dan brought to you by Stone Core. We do the outdoors better.
Mark Watson here to tell you a little bit about hardballcreative.com. It's your online promo haven with thousands of ideas on how to promote your company. We're open 24/7, 365.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and I speak for everyone here at 1010XL when I say congratulations, hacker. 100 pounds lost with a Waco 180 is a huge milestone, and we are so proud of you. Life-changing, life-enhancing. Awaken180weightloss.com.
There's certain places you know if you go in, they got what you're looking for, like Gate Convenience Stores and Cold Modelo's. That's the ticket. Or get on the craft side of things with something from Bold City or Sweetwater. Hit the cooler at Gate. Full of choices, and all of them good.
Jacksonville contractors and business owners, do you need custom large metal fab gates or automatic gate controls? Frank Frangie here. Coyle & Sons has been in business in Jacksonville since 1927. They've earned the reputation of quality and specialized skill. Coyle & Sons are the ones trusted in Jacksonville by the top contractors, and they stand on their reputation when you need almost 100 years of commercial contractor experience. So call Coyle & Sons today at 904-356-4821, CoyleJacks.com.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
Jeff Lauderman here. Now that football season is here, make sure your ride can get to that tailgate or away game safely and dependably. You can trust the ASE certified professionals at any of the 27 independently owned Napa Auto Care Centers and the quality Napa parts they use. Napa Auto Care Centers can handle everything: oil changes, air conditioning, brakes, engines, transmissions, and more. Napa Auto Care offers a nationwide 24-month, 24,000-mile peace of mind warranty on most repairs. Find a Napa Auto Care Center near you. JacksNapaAutoCareGroup.com.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Chicago Bears edge rusher Montez Sweat is a critical matchup for Press Taylor and the Jaguars offense on Sunday.
Played against him when he got into Washington in the NFC East when we were in Philadelphia. Tons of length. You know, he's got a variety of pass rush moves, but he's able to affect the quarterback. And then what he's done really well since he's been there is take the football away. And that's something they do really well as a defense. Montez Sweat's just another guy that adds to that, honestly. They do a great job in coverage, so now providing another dangerous pass rush element on top of how they play in the back end and how well they defend the pass. Obviously, that's a challenge for us.
Jags OC Press Taylor on the matchup against Montez Sweat. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, we got a Keys to Victory roundtable coming up, as we usually do on Fridays. Tom's looking at me like, is this new? Is this what are we doing? I was not told there would be homework again on top of the picks.
Homework.
But we have been mentioning we wanted to hear from Press Taylor on Brian Thomas Jr. So let's a couple of thoughts, and then we'll move on with our Keys to Victory, of which Brian Thomas playing well is probably one of them. But why does Press Taylor think it's been easier for rookie wide receivers to make an early impact in the league nowadays?
Obviously, the game is heading more towards a passing league. I think that's true to say. Numbers, the average number of yards per quarterback and stuff like that is, now you have everybody throwing over 4,000 each season, where that was not as commonplace back in the day. I think part of that's just the way these kids grow up now. I mean, these kids grow up playing 7-on-7 forever. So they've seen all these coverage. They've seen all these route concepts to where there's not as much surprising them or overwhelming them early in their careers. But at the same time, I think it's a credit to the kids that come out. Like they're able to handle a lot. Brian, you'd never know it, but Brian plays multiple positions throughout the course of the game for us. He and Gabe and Christian are constantly changing who they are in the huddle. And that's something nobody would ever notice, but it gives us so much flexibility as a coaching staff to be able to kind of shrink the play call because we can just handle it with personnel grouping. So, but that's a credit to our guys. You can't put that on everybody all the time. It confuses people. It slows down their processing where, with Brian, he hasn't missed a beat in terms of that he's the Z, this plays the X, that play, and there may be a handful who plays the F for us. So that's just a credit to him. But I think a lot of these kids now just come up having thrown the ball a lot more, having run a lot more concepts through summer, obviously in their college and high school careers as well.
I think it's a good reminder that because a guy doesn't do something in college doesn't mean he can't do that thing. I'll never forget, I had a Jonathan Taylor on when he was coming out on Sirius XM, and we asked him about his pass catching ability. He's like, I can catch the ball great, and they don't throw it to the backs at Wisconsin a whole lot. Right. So I'm not going to get featured like that. One of the knocks on Brian Thomas Jr. was small route tree. Right? He runs slot fades. He runs go routes. He doesn't have a full route tree. Well, he didn't need to at LSU, and he wasn't asked to. Right. And here you've got Press Taylor saying he basically knows what he needs to do no matter where he's lining up at any of the wide receiver positions. That means you're going to run different routes. Different things are going to be asked of you. So, you talk about a non-worry or a non-issue for this team and this player.
Well, it helps that he's ridiculously fast.
He's ridiculously talented. Yeah,
I mean, that is. But you're right. No, he's becoming that cerebral type wide receiver that can run from multiple positions, and that's pretty interesting what he said in the huddle. Like, are they changing it Like, hey, man, I'll take X
I'll
this
do
time.
slot
You
this
take
time,
Z.
right? Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool if they were like, wait, who's the matchup?
I want to
Okay,
be the Z.
I got
I'm the
no,
Z.
I want him.
Wherever
No, you
we
had him
want the
last
matchup
time.
to be,
Knock it off,
we
right?
can just kind of adjust it on the fly.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. But, he's been fantastic. I mean, but the speed helps. I mean, come on. Everyone's afraid that he's going to run right by him. I mean,
no doubt.
Who wouldn't
There's
be?
no doubt.
And he can catch great, so he's doing awesome.
Yep. One more here from Press Taylor talking about Brian Thomas Jr. We all know, with these guys that are evolving into the guy in these offenses, the next thing you're going to face is everyone's going to have a game plan for how to shut that down. And Brian Thomas Jr. has had enough success that could start 2 weeks ago. It could start this week against Chicago. Exactly how they want to try to game plan against him. And Press Taylor was asked about that with him.
Yeah, I think that's always a challenge for all. As that comes in his career, it's on all of us to put him in the best possible position for him to be able to execute with that. I think that's probably more so a quarterback coordinator type answer for you, I guess, of making sure that you have an effective player that can't get taken away by a certain thing. Now, I think we benefit from having a lot of really good skill players. So if you're going to commit resources to doubling a certain receiver, well, we feel like we have the ability ideally to run the ball if you're playing shell coverages and things like that, and you're giving us a light box. Two, now we have another matchup. We get an opportunity to attack where you don't have as much help over the top possibly. So that's something that certainly that's a good problem to have if you have a really good player and teams have to commit multiple resources to covering them and stopping them and taking them out of the game.
All right, there you go. I mean, look, we're going to see it this week. One of the top corners in the game, maybe matched up all over the field with Brian Thomas Jr. That's up to the Bears how they deploy that.
I think a lot of times you can, by what kind of routes, those long crossing routes, it's hard to double on crossing routes.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. So that you can beat it that way. But, hey, man, that's a good problem to have.
All right, let's get to our keys to victory roundtable.
10-10
take.
Now, Mike Dempsey's 10-10 take, brought to you by
Double checked. Cybersecurity made simple.
All right, I'll go first, and just because it's top of mind, and it's not, to me, the number one key, but I don't think you can let the other team completely dictate to you what you're going to do with your top players, okay? If their top corner is covering our top receiver all over the field, our top receiver still got to make plays. So don't completely go away. I'm not saying be reckless. You don't throw it into when he's covered just to prove a point, but you've got to take a couple of shots per game to Brian Thomas Jr. I don't care who the coverage is, Pat Surtain or name your top corner in the National Football League. You've got to let them fear you as much as you respect them as well. So I think not shying away from taking shots to Brian Thomas, Tony, no matter what the coverage is one of the keys.
No doubt. I think, early on, this was more of a key for me, but I do think the secondary injuries could potentially change this a little bit. I think the matchup dictates that the Jags need to be willing to commit a little bit more to the run than they typically would. And a given week, given that is where the bigger weaknesses in the Bears' defense seem to be, are they willing to be that team right now a little bit more? Sunday against the Bears is a big answer to that question. I'll put a number on it, too, from my perspective. If the Jags rush for 140 on Sunday, they win the game against the Bears. So I'll put it at 140. That's kind of a high watermark for a game typically anyway. If they're having that kind of day running the ball, they beat the Bears on Sunday.
Yeah, good one. No question about that. Look, I've been harping on lack of interior pressure from our defensive line. You look at them on paper, like how are you going to cover those guys down? You know what I mean? They've got some great weapons. And if Caleb's got time, he'll, like any other good quarterback, he's going to rip you apart. So you got to get in his face. You got to get some pressure on him. You got to get some hits on him. Yeah, you want to ruin his day and not his career. But you do want to ruin his day. And how do you ruin that? By getting to him and hitting him. And they can't just be the outside guys. We need some interior pressure because too many quarterbacks, that outside guy comes up, all he does is step up and step out, and he's got all day long to throw. So you really don't affect him with just one outside rush coming to get you.
All right, I'm going to say flip it around, Tom, and the same thing. Protect Trevor Lawrence from their outside rush. And look, I don't think it's great. I mean, I remember, Tony, we were using Montez Sweat and Rashawn Gary getting contracts as examples of, well, Josh Allen's a lot better than these players, and he's going to get a lot more money. And he ended up doing just that. But Sweat's a good player. And, whether it's him or anybody else, don't let any of those guys constantly be in Trevor Lawrence's face. Let the offensive line play as well as they did last week or something approaching that.
Caleb Williams has potential to be a special player, but he'll create opportunities for big plays to give away a drive or two a game. That doesn't always have to be a turnover. It can also be one or two of those big sacks that can kill drives. He'll allow those chances to the Jags take advantage of those opportunities when they're presented on Sunday.
The Bears are only rushing the ball for like 3.4 yards a carry, and Swift's at like 3.2. Don't let him break out. Shut down that run, take care of that run, and let's see if Caleb Williams can beat you. I mean, I think you have every opportunity to do that, but you better get that pressure. So stop the run and smash him in the face.
Right, like Caleb Williams has shown he can win games, right?
Yeah.
And now early on it was more leaning on the defense, but make him continue to show that. I agree with you. You know, you got to put it on the shoulders of the rookie quarterback. All right, we'll give you our official score predictions coming up here in a moment, but let's welcome in Helmets and Heels.
Now, the 2-minute drill brought to you by Injury Care Centers. Discover BioTarget Regenerative Therapy, a safer drug-free solution for lasting pain relief. Visit GoBioTarget.com.
All right, Lauren Brooks is here. Hello, LB.
Hello, glad you got your power back.
Yeah, me too. You know, I'm not complaining. No big deal. A lot of people had it worse than me. So, you know, it stinks to not have power, but for half a day is not that big a deal in the big scheme of things. So we're doing keys to victory as we do every Friday. So you don't have to give us 3. And I know you're going to be discussing this obviously today. But what is one thing that you suspect the Jags have to do successfully this week if they're going to come away with a win?
Tank Bigsby has to run for over 100 yards.
Tank Bigsby has to run. What if ETN runs for 200?
I mean, that'd be great too. Based off of a shoulder injury to ETN, I just don't think he's going to get as many opportunities as Bigsby will. I think they're going to lean on number 4 over number 1 on Sunday morning. We shall see, but that's what I think.
No, I think a lot of people are hoping that that's the case as well, especially with Tank playing. It's funny. Tank has gone from, being a guy like bust, wasted draft pick, can't trust him, to probably currently one of the top 5 most popular players on the team, right, at the moment.
What have you done for me lately?
That's really what it is. LB, what will you guys, ladies, be getting into today on the program?
You can call us guys. By the way, what is frustrating is that they had Bigsby last year when ETN was banged up, and because he had some issues early, they never went back to him. Like, you had this guy that could have spelled ETN at times. But either way, that's last year. We will have Courtney Cronin from ESPN joining us in the very first segment to break down Jags and Bears and certainly get into all things college football as well today.
All right. Have a good show.
Thanks so much.
Appreciate it. Nice to see you. And let's celebrate Victory Monday together next week. All right. Score, Tommy. What do you got?
19-13 Jags.
19-13. That's your most confident outcome of the week.
19-13.
19-13. All right.
27-23 Jags.
Okay. I'll go 21-20.
Okay.
Jags.
I'll take it.
Not super confident.
Yep.
I think it's going to be, if they win, it's going to be really close. Look, I hope I'm wrong. I hope they blow them out.
Cam Little, baby. Cam Little.
Whatever.
Yep.
Whatever it takes. 7 field goals. 21-20.
Sure.
Fine.
ETN
runs for 200, Tank gets 100. You heard it here first. That kind of thing. I tend to agree with Lauren. I think they're going to really lean on Tank right now, at least from what we understand. It's a weird thing, right? I mean, ETN's out there. He's playing.
Yep.
But there are certain circumstances that they don't want to put him in, some of the high leverage, short yardage stuff.
Just got to make sure Tank can pass block.
Oh, no doubt.
Just got to make sure he can pass
in key
block.
situations.
That could be a problem.
All right, that's going to do it for us. Tone, you got the night off,
Got the night off. Yeah, Bulls played on Tuesday, so we'll be back at it next Friday night with them.
Dylan's got the night off.
No, I got to work Hacker Show.
Oh, okay. Yeah. After that, you and Tony going to get together for a White Claw session?
Why not? Let's do it.
All right, fantastic. Tommy Mack, anything before Sunday
I've had 2 nights of hurricane parties. I'm kind of tired, to be
All
honest
right,
with
sleep.
you. Yeah.
Sleep, and because we got to get up early on Sunday.
That's right.
We do.
Oh,
we'll talk to you for that pregame at 6:30 a.m., bright and early. Are they doing the pre-pre?
That'll be a negative.
Oh.
Is that negative?
Not tough enough.
Only Lauren and I apparently had the guts to do the pre-game for a couple
yes.
of
We've
years.
soft society since
Got to be
then.
tough
record,
to get up
nobody's
and
asked
be on the
me,
air at
so
4:30
I
a.m.
haven't been asked.
All right.
But I'm
it's
saying
always
no
nice
now.
to be asked, right? But I would say no, but it's nice to be asked. All right, that's going to do it. Thank you for listening to Jaguars Today, and we hope we all get our wish, which is a Jaguar victory, and make it 2 in a row and give them a chance to come home from London at 3-4 if they're able to get the next 2 weeks. But got to get the first one to get there. So for Tom McManus, Tony Smith, Dylan Denmark, and thanks to everybody who had my back over the last couple days when the weather impacted my availability.
Welcome back.
We'll all see you Monday, hopefully a victory Monday, right here on Jaguars Today on 10.